So for this project, I thought it would be fun to do some project hopping and to start in the very first project where this idea came to life. So I usually work this way where I do sessions where I develop ideas, and then I have sessions where I build these ideas out into full tracks. This is like the track starter, and you can see that I go as fast as possible. So I probably started off with my bass line here, kick and bass, which is a sample from Alex Preston's sample pack from Toolroom. He's on a track together, he's great at playing bass lines, and I was looking for like an organic bass. So I just went through a sample pack and there was this sample. Sounded cool, so I used it. The thing when you use like real bass, for me it lacks a little bit of sub bass, so I layered it with a sub bass. But it only plays like the second part of the notes, because in the first parts there's going to be a kick and I don't want it to clash with it. So I got the top bass and the sub bass together sound like this. On the top bass I used some effects, especially this redux. Gives it a bit of a ring, which I thought sounded pretty cool. And then this amp, which changes the sound ever so slightly as well. I did this in an audio effect rack with 2 chains, so I have the dry one, that's this one, and then the redux one. And if you layer them together, you get this. Let me see if I still have the bass. Might be this one. Yeah. And it's just a sine wave. That's it. So just basic preset, put everything off, just a sub sine. That gives you all the low end that you need. So when I got the kick and the bass, kicks are sample from Mark Knight. Sample from an old Chus and Ceballos track to give it some dirt, and then even more dirt. Sample from another record, I don't know which one. So I got my kick and my bass, and then I need some drums like to get an ID, and as you can see I just got a bunch of loops here. So we got the small plug here. Just a preset from Serum. And you can barely hear it, but it just gives it a little bit of tonality. Then the stab is here. Also from Toolroom sample pack. And I only used like a small bit of it. And the rest is just some loops. And then I create a small breakdown, just like again to get an idea. So this is what started in this session, right? And then I got a vocal to go over it, which is this one. So that's like the first session or the first two sessions. Probably I got the instrumental first, then a vocal. So this is the second project where I took the ID to more of a full arrangement. I mean, not even full because it has no outro, but like developed it a little bit more. The kick stayed, the bass stayed as well, but then you can see right now, instead of just having the loops, I start creating drums with separate hits. So I got all my hi-hats here, which is loops, drum hits, a fast hop, a ride, and separate shakers. All together like this. I got claps and snares. As always, quite a bit of layering, and then I got quite a bit of top loops as well. And altogether my drums sound like this. Then for the music, I added some zap sounds. So this first one's a sample. Second one is from Serum. Pretty simple. I just play two notes and it has a lot of bend right here. So I put some mono, legato, and then to like almost 100 milliseconds of portamento, and then you need to overlap the notes. So this one starts here and it overlaps this one, and then you get like the bend, which gives you that plucky sound. You can do it in other ways as well, but this is one way that works. More guitars, just a sample from Kasim's second pack, I think. Yeah, the second one. The small plug I showed you in the previous project, and then a high string. Probably just Serum. I showed this a couple of times before, I think. Take a basic preset, unison to 16, and then you detune this a lot, and then you get like, if you play it low, it's like this, but high enough. String-like sound, and then you can automate it where it opens up towards a drop, which is a cool effect. And then some effects and some reference tracks. So this is where I got it by myself, and then as so many projects, it sat on my hard drive for a little bit. Didn't really know what to do with it. I liked it, but felt it was still missing something. Not quite there yet. So this is one of the ideas that I took with me to the Toolroom writing camp. And first day, I think, was set in the studio with Eden Prince. A&R came by, we played this idea, and they were like, yeah, we love this, let's do it. But it needed one more element. So Eden opened up his laptop, started playing around a little bit, and then we added a big cowbell thing, which I'll show you now. So basically, Eden came up with this. Which again is very simple, but sometimes it only needs that. And then I changed it a little bit. So I played it a little bit differently. And then afterwards, for more A&R feedback, I think Mark was involved as well. They were like, yeah, it's cool, but the sound could be stronger. Maybe like make it more cowbell sounding. So I layered it then with cowbells. More cowbell. And even more cowbells. I all pitched them, of course, into the same key. And then together they sound like this. And now we have like a synth hook that can take over from the vocal hook when it drops. And I think that's like all the extra elements that we added during that session. But again, it was only that was missing. So we still got same kick, same bass, hi-hats, which I showed you in the previous project. Clap snares, all the same. My loops, again, all the same. And then this, we just added the main lead. I doubled up the string here as well. Yeah, so I just doubled this up, made it an octave lower to give even more of an impact. And then just a bunch of effects, which are all samples, so nothing special here. So I think that's more or less everything that everything that's in this record. Fairly simple arrangement, 1 minute intro, breakdown. So here, I think the vocal comes in, here the synth takes over. Second breakdown. We felt like the second drop needed more than just a vocal, so it's a bit different from the first drop, but dropping with the vocal and the full cowbell just wasn't sounding right, so I went for a simpler variation of the main lead. And then here the full lead took over. So at this stage, this track was signed off on. So At that point, I decided to move it to another project to do the final mixdown. So let's get into that project now. This is the final mixdown project. As you can see, there's a bit more files as usual, and you can see that we're here at music version 10. So there were some revisions still, but basically it's just a mixdown project, and then as always I built my radio edit inside this project as well. So we got our textures. Which is just some noise to fill out the background, our kick, our bass, so the bass was causing a little bit clipping on the master, so I added a limiter on the bass to level it completely out. Usually when I use a synth I will level it out inside the project, but this one was a sample that we used from Alex Preston, so I just used like a limiter to just like flatten it completely so it didn't cause any clipping on the master. All my hi-hats in one bus. All the claps, and I think on all of these I just have some EQ, most of the time just shaving off the low ends or doing nothing. In this case, yeah, like here for my hi-hats I just take out a bit of the low end. Usually it's out already, but just to be sure. Then all my loops, all the musical elements together. All my effects together. And then from A&R feedback, we felt like the second breakdown could build even more, so I built an extra build inside of this project, which is basically an extra riser, we already have the high string sound which rises as well. That's a saw wave, so I use this square wave to just give it an extra rising element without being the same. And then we've got the cowbell, which I just sampled from the one that we used throughout the track. And then that builds. I layered that with an alarm. So together they sound like this. Then I played with the idea of adding an alarm, but that didn't sound great, so that's not on. And then I got this alarm plug on the drop as well. and one cow hit on the drop as well. And then we got this, but I don't know what this is. Okay, so that was a riser I tried first, but we did not use. So the extra build is basically this. We got this vocal step. Which is part of the vocals, but like in a different channel. So also I like to do my vocals inside the final project, just so because this is a little bit lighter than the full project and I can get my vocals right. There's a few groups. I'll walk through it. So on the main group we got an EQ, getting out lows, some delay, echo boy. These are my reverb, reverse reverbs, stereo vox. So I use the waves doubler on this to make it white, and then I got a limiter on this as well to catch the peaks, I suppose. Yeah. And then I got a mono layer. Which has overdrive, utility to make it mono, Pro L2 to squash it, a soothe to make it less harsh, I suppose, because I added the overdrive, making it harsher, and then using soothe to take it out again. And then a track spacer, sidechain it to the kick. And if we listen to the vocal, together and then without the mono layer. Imagine not the type to flow so fast, but here you are. One look and you cross the line. Now you're tangled in my arms. You don't say a single word. I can feel it when you. Together, I just think they cut through the mix and they sound quite nice. Then I got my intro vocals on another channel because they obviously are filtered in. Imagine not the type to flow so fast, but here you are. One look and you cross the line. Now you're tangled in my arms. You don't say a single word. I can feel. And they have reverb and delay building towards the drop. So all together, it sounds like this. Say a single word, I can feel it when you breathe. You're not used to losing ground, but you're giving it to me. Tell me that you're not the type to flow so fast, but here you are. So this is a trick that I've been doing it for a long time. Like even stuff like Thinking back in the day on Toolroom. It's just it's the same vocal, but you filter it in, you build it with delay, reverb, make it big, and then on the drop it goes pretty dry. And that gives you like a nice impact, and by doing so you don't need to add that extra element. You just have the same element going on and going on, but you keep it interesting. And then we got the vocals from the breakdown, And some ad-libs. And all together, it sounds like this. That's more or less it. Then from here it's off to the mastering engineer and out of my hands. The final result is what you can hear now out on Toolroom Trax. I hope you learned a thing or two. As always, feel free to subscribe for more stuff like this. If you have any questions, you can add them in the comments and I will get back to you, or maybe in one of the next videos I will explain it. But for now, that was it. Take care.